Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, welcome to the Bulldog Show. We're sponsored by Deters Law, Parks Yoga, and please check us out on all platforms. Our lead story is Joe Mixon, allegedly holding a gun in somebody's face, but his lawyer said it's going to get dropped today. Totally big misunderstanding. We'll see what happens. I hope it is. Joe Mixon, as you remember, had some problems at Oklahoma. He's been no problem since he's gotten to the NFL. The Bengals don't need this. This was the old Bengals under Burfict and Pac-Man and everything else. So let's just hope this goes away. There is a balloon, a Chinese spy balloon over Montana, and we're monitoring it. Joe Biden, initially to his credit, wanted to shoot it down, but his Pentagon says it's too dangerous. What? I want to ask you a question. If an American spy balloon was hovering over China, what the hell do you think the Chinese would do? Do you believe this, folks? You don't tell people in the vicinity, hey, we're going to shoot this down, go take cover, whatever. I mean, you can't make this up. We're monitoring the Chinese spying over Montana. Omar's gotten kicked off the Foreign Affairs Committee. Yeehaw! She should be kicked off the committee. Sarah Huckabee Sanders is going to do the response to the Joe Biden State of the Union address. Putin's warning that tanks aren't going to be able to handle what he's got cooking as we're on the brink of World War III. Joe Biden actually says to Kevin McCarthy, can we start respecting each other? My head wants to explode. They mistreat, kick in the gonads, Republicans, everybody, all that they want. And then when things are flipped, oh, let's get along, let's get along. These are shameless political gangsters. Unbelievable. California is blaming Trump. You know, for Hunter Biden's blaming Trump for his laptop. Now California is blaming Trump for all their problems. They're saying it's all Trump's fault. I mean, you can't make it up. You can't make it up. Senator Warner, a Democrat, is upset that it's taken so long for the Biden administration to act on TikTok. I wonder why Joe Biden's taken so long to act on TikTok. Coming up next is local news. Stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, welcome to Bulldog TV Local News, sponsored by, always, Deters Law, Parks Yoga. Our top story is a Cincinnati story, Hamilton County. Former Judge Russell Mock is now the new leader of the Hamilton County Republican Party. He replaces Alex T. LaFontaine, who's going to be the state Republican Party. This is all part of the Joe Deters Mafia. That's why Russell Mock got elected. Somebody sent me last night some interesting pictures of Russell Mock attending some events that involve drag queens. I don't know. We'll see how it all goes. Law and crime. An arrest warrant's been issued for Bengals running back Joe Mixon through Hamilton County courts. He's won on aggravated menacing charges and pointing a gun at a victim downtown on January 21st. Mixon's agent claimed the charges will be dropped. Brandon Ivey was ordered to serve life in prison for the murder of his ex-girlfriend in 2019. He's been serving that sentence in the Lebanon Correctional Institution until Thursday. Ivey was found dead by hanging in the facility. His death, a suicide. Desiree Pace has been indicted on theft charges for scamming dozens of brides out of more than $31,000. Documents show the owner of Flowers by Des ripped off 28 people from 2019 to 2021. She required full payment up front, then would cancel delivery the week of the wedding. Nice. In local news, the Cincinnati Enquirer hasn't had offices or a newsroom since leaving their Elm Street location in December. Reporters and editors are currently working from home. Your newspaper doesn't even have an office. By the way, we do at Bulldog Media. It's right here in Independence, Kentucky. A recent article naming the 100 most romantic restaurants in America includes 3 spots in Cincinnati. Carlo and Johnny, Soto, Pep, and Dolores were all included in the list. In Kentucky State news, a group of Kentucky lawmakers are calling for new leadership for the state's troubled juvenile justice agency. The group is suggesting an outside presence should make changes and address violent outbursts at detention centers. The legislature is pushing for an independent review to get a full picture of the problem. And right, in Ohio State news, every 4 years, Ohio holds its primary for the presidential election in March, though most in May. Democratic state lawmaker Dan Troy thinks the March primary causes confusion and would like it to go back to May. We'll see what happens. More than 900 Ohio schools are set to receive state funding for physical safety and security upgrades. This is the fourth round of funding the schools have received targeting safety and security. The combined total amount of the grant is about $68 million. I have an add-on for local news, and it's this. My running mate, Wesley Deters' personal account has been hacked, and there's a separate show that I did on my governor video that I encourage all of you to watch. It is the most disgusting thing you've ever seen out of Facebook. And in sports, the Cincinnati Reds and Kroger have agreed to a $5 million partnership, gives Kroger the right to place its logo on Reds players' uniform sleeves in 2023. This is a Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Coming up next, Jamie Spindley with his World News.
Happy Friday, Bulldog Nation. Today's World News. Vladimir Putin has compared Russia's invasion of Ukraine to the fight against the Nazi Germany in a speech to mark the 80th anniversary of the conclusion of the Battle of Stalingrad. Up to 40 countries could boycott next year's Olympic Games, making the old games pointless if the IOC plans to allow the Russians and the Belarus to compete in 2024. Israel and Sudan will sign a historic peace agreement in Washington, D.C. in a few months' time, Israeli Foreign Minister announced following talks in Khartoum. A stargazer has captured the moment a newly discovered green comet began to make its closest approach to Earth. The photo was taken by George Chan in his backyard in Nottinghamshire, England. In sports, Real Madrid beat Valencia 2-0 to cut Barcelona's lead at the top of La Liga to 5 points. Until next week, have a great weekend. Cheers.